Duh.
Our love will set us free, yeah. Our love will set us free. Our love will set us free, yeah. Our love will set us free. Our love will set us free, yeah. Our love will set us free. Our love will set us free, yeah.
Hey,
Hi, guys.
happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Lori made drinks, as always, because that's what she does.
I do.
She used shatterproof glasses because she doesn't trust me.
Cheers.
Cheers. I don't want the straw. I'm drinking like a grown-up.
I know, but I like the straws.
Yeah, I guess
They're
it's
cute.
whatever. Okay, we're loosened up and ready to rip. So pop the rules up already. We are doing a contest. And you're going to win. Somebody's going to win this. It's a cool backpack.
Yeah.
Because you got to pack your bag and join us. So we're going to give you the bag.
And there's going to be some surprises in the bag.
There will be stuff in the bag. So it won't be just the bag. Stuff in the bag. And it is the OG logo too, which is kind of, it's still cool.
Hey, so I want to say hello to Andy and hello to Monty.
Hello, hello. So
I hope you guys are having a good Valentine's Day.
yeah, if they're watching us, what could be better? All right. We have a bunch of cool stuff to talk about. We want to talk about some of the romantic stuff that we've done, or stuff that could be romantic for couples mainly. But I mean, you know, usually couples doing romantic things leads to family things being done, usually. So go ahead.
So I was going to say, we picked a couple locations that we want to share with you guys.
Yeah. So we think this is for the younger crowd. The number one spot that we have enjoyed going to in our younger, hotter past. You get mad at me. It's gonna get mad at me.
Can I say it?
Yeah, you could say it.
It's St. Thomas.
Yeah, the U.S. Virgin Islands. The reason we chose that place was, number one, it has a huge airport. I mean, of the Caribbean islands, it has a runway that can support full-size jets. So it's a great place to fly into and then use it as home base. So that's kind of a cool reason to go. Number two, if you're in the United States, yeah, it's U.S. territory. So you spend U.S. dollars, which is kind of neat.
So we would kind of suggest that if you're going, considering what happened to us the past few years we went, you probably want to see if you can go off hurricane season.
Yeah. See, we foolishly went during our honeymoon week or anniversary week, which is the peak of hurricane season. And
so we have to fix your hat, though.
Oh, my hat's all screwed up.
No, we did that.
Don't do that.
No,
that's just unacceptable right there.
No, because we see the hearts. I like that better.
I got your hearts.
That's better.
Goodness gracious.
Okay. So
are you good now? Is it good?
So wait, the thing is, though, if you go during hurricane season, it's actually cheaper, but it could be a bit dicey.
We had some close calls. We actually went. Did we go 8 years in a row or close to it?
8 years, yeah.
Yeah. So like we were dodging hurricanes. They'd come the day before, they'd come the day after we left. We finally got smacked by a tropical storm. I don't remember, it was 2011 or something. We got smacked. No, 2012. Anyway, yeah, that's the risk. But the water's like bath water in late August. I mean, that part is kind of nice.
Well, what's really cool too is if you somehow get in between the storms like we did, you have really beautiful weather.
You do. So anyway, when you stay on St. Thomas, there's a lot of cool stuff to do down what they call the waterfront. This is where the cruise ships buzz in and dock every day. And you can actually the stuff that's open and closed is open and closed around the cruise ships. So it's kind of good to pay note of the schedule because that's when the shops are open.
Well, that's the only sad thing,
That's
though.
the only sad thing.
Because we flew in, so we were ready to do more after 5, and a lot of places closed at 5.
It depends. There are a lot of local restaurants, though, like all along the waterfront. This is going to be Charlotte Amelia, which is where the waterfront is. There's Havensite, which is where the cruise ships come in. There is the Overlook with they still have the cable car ride up there. A lot of cool stuff to do right in the center of town. And there's some fantastic restaurants. They probably all changed names since we've been. Just amazing places to eat. Fresh seafood flopping off the dock and just and rum drinks. If you like rum drinks, yeah, it is the place to go. So, and you can do charters. Like this is Lori and I on Breakaway. I wonder if Breakaway is still running. Because like Breakaway would pick you up at St. Thomas, then would pick up at St. John, which is a neighboring island. St. John is actually mostly national park, and that place is gorgeous. I think Michael J. Fox has a place on St. John, for instance.
Well, it's possible though, because that was a very popular boat.
Yes.
So
yeah. So Breakaway is a snorkeling cruise, and it holds about 20 people on the catamaran, and they take you out to the BVI, which is the British Virgin Islands.
Well, this is funny too. One time they did all you could drink and eat.
Yeah.
But then they found out a lot of people were not doing so well.
They throttled back on the drinking part. So it was a drinking frenzy on the boat.
Because I think some people were getting seasick.
Yeah, yeah. But what they'll do is they'll take you to a number of snorkeling locations, and one in particular was Joust Van Dyke, and this is the home of the Soggy Dollar Bar. And the Soggy Dollar Bar, it got its name because you basically they anchor the boat offshore. They can't pull up to the beach, so you have to kind of swim up. You order your drinks in your bathing suit and everything, and then you swim out and then repeat. So that's their motto: swim up, drink, swim out, repeat. That's the Soggy Dollar Bar. I have some pictures to share here, Lori. Let's go through some of the pictures. So like this is from Joust Van Dyke, and the beaches are white. The sand couldn't be whiter. The water couldn't be more turquoise. It's insane. Dominican Republic. Yeah, that's super epic too. But if you drift a little bit further south, you're going to run into this stuff, Andy. It's for mission trips. Nice.
Yes, and Andy, we've never been there.
We have not been to the Dominican Republic yet. Oh wow, look at younger, hotter Chuck and Lori. Wow. Yeah, this is called the Cathedral. The Cathedral is
it's just a hotter Chuck.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, the Cathedral is where Tyra Banks did her Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue cover years and years and years back. So it's kind of cool to see that. That is one of the places you stop.
So wait, I was going to say
on that snorkel cruise.
That was truly so beautiful to just actually be there in person.
Yeah, it was insane.
Because I mean, it was amazing just to see the rock formations and then just to be in the water between them. It was just it was like something out of a movie.
All the rocks, it's been used in movies. All the rocks they're lava rock, and they pushed up from subterraneous, like up. So all these things are like pushed up and leaned against one another and everything. And sometimes they're like hollow, you can knock on them, you can hear like the hollow sounds. Anyway, very cool place. Very, very cool place to go. And there's our boat. You can see the water is almost like transparently, perfectly clear. I don't know that guy, but he's looking for a boat. So back to St. Thomas. This place is a must stop. So if you do stay on the island,
you cannot go to St. Thomas without having a milkshake.
Yeah, Utter Delight makes grown-up milkshakes.
Wait, you're making me want to go back like
I know.
Like this year.
I know.
Because I forgot about that.
Yeah. So basically the island's only 15 miles across. So it's very easy to get around. Interesting thing is they drive on the left.
Wait, and that place was right by our VRBO.
We were getting there, but okay. So anyway, you drive on the left. So if like you've never been to the UK or Japan, or Australia and you've never driven on the left side of the road, this is like training wheels because your steering wheel is still on the left side of the car, like in America, but you drive on the left. And it's kind of cool to like get broken in that way. So anyway, going towards the back side of the island from where you land in the airplane and everything is Megan's Bay, which is one of the top 10 most beautiful beaches in the world, basically. And it's also very super popular. And they have waitresses in bikinis that serve drinks, which is something that I really kind of liked. Anyway, so Utter Delight's on the way. It's on your way to Megan's Bay. And they have lots of really cool alcohol-infused milkshakes. So it's kind of nice. Do you have something to add to that? Your gears are turning.
No, I just thought that place, it was like one of those little hidden gems.
It is.
Because it was almost like a little shack. But seriously, the milkshakes were unbelievable.
Yeah, and it's run by St. Thomas Dairy.
And I remember too that they must have like let that secret out because every time there was a cruise ship coming in, remember, and they were on the taxis.
Yeah, the taxis would all stop.
The taxis would always stop there.
So that's another way to get around the island. You can stay in there are hotels. We always stayed in VRBOs, but there are hotels all around, and there's a taxi system that's basically like a truck with the back sections all open, and they'll take you all around the island, and they make all the stops. You can go almost anywhere on the island. Like I said, 15 miles around. So we drove the whole island in like an hour and a half. We went all the way around.
So Andy's saying it would be a bit confusing. Which
no, you get used to it really fast, Andy. Really fast.
But wait, you have to admit it's a little bit weird because you're on the same side of the vehicle, but the other side of the road.
Yeah.
Whereas if you go to say like Scotland,
it's all opposite.
Ireland, England, you're on the other side of the vehicle on the other side of the road, which is even worse, actually.
Yeah, I don't think that was worse.
Actually, I think St. Thomas was easier.
St. Thomas was easier because you could hug the guardrail, so it's kind of like cool.
It didn't seem as strange as say driving in Scotland,
which you never did. I did it all.
No, because I was not sure if I wanted to try that.
I'll tell you, it was like
maybe
goofy.
I should someday. But
this is over on St. John. So St. John is a neighboring island in the U.S. Virgin Islands. So there is actually St. Thomas, St. John, and St. Croix. St. Croix is the biggest of the three islands. So St. John is all national park for the most part, and Skinny Legs is probably still there. It's one of the coolest bars you could ever go to.
So that's another place where if you looked at it, you would think it was kind of dilapidated a bit.
Most of the places were pretty rough looking.
But yet the food was amazing. So that's the thing, though. For some reason, St. Thomas, and I don't think it's 100% true, but a lot of things looked a little bit dilapidated on the outside, but then were nice on the inside, and the food was just unbelievable.
Everything moves slow in the Caribbean except for the mosquitoes, which are all ankle biters.
Yes. Wait, and that's something else. If you go to the Caribbean, you want to make sure you have plenty of sunscreen and plenty of bug spray.
Do you remember we went to Maho Bay, and it was right 3 days after a rainstorm, and we got out and we were swarmed by mosquitoes.
Yeah.
I wish we vlogged that. It would have been hilarious.
Well, and that was bad too because I ended up with they went away quickly.
We had
but I even had welts on my face.
Oh, we were covered with welts. We went back to the Jeep, and the Jeep was full of mosquitoes. We parked it in the sun to kill them all, and they died really fast. But so Skinny Legs is on St. John, and St. John is super cool, and it's definitely worth hopping the ferry. You can literally put your vehicle or just the people ferry. You put your Jeep on the ferry and get over there and drive around the island, which is really cool. And that leaves out of Red Hook. Red Hook is the lower right corner of the island. So St. Thomas is a great place to set up base. And then there's a lot of nightlife there. You can do stuff down at the waterfront. And then you can wander so you can get over to St. John. And we took a little puddle jumper plane over to St. Croix once. That was pretty cool. Outside dining is the thing. It's very much like Hawaii. So, I mean, you sit right on the water and you have a nice romantic dinner. And every drink has rum in it, like lots of rum.
So I have to say that was actually one of my favorite restaurants.
Yeah. Because
the food was amazing and you can see how the view is. And I mean, you can't be eating outside on a nice night. So, I mean, that was just amazing.
That was a good day right there. What else is there here? Now that's on St. John also. That's overlooking Cruise Bay, I think, is what that's overlooking. So hard to go wrong with the Caribbean for sure. That's Trunk Bay. Trunk Bay you might have seen a million times. Lori took this picture, but I mean you'll find it on Google, one just like it. It's just so beautiful. Yeah, and like a really fun, relaxing vacation. And this is Maho Bay. Maho Bay.
So this was actually our favorite beach.
Yeah, this was our beach. And during hurricane season, where basically tourism is lower, we had the entire beach to ourselves. And they've changed it since we went. You used to be able to park pretty much right at the beach. We could back the Jeep up to the beach and hop out. And there we were. Bam. We had our chairs and everything. And we just chill at the beach and wade in the water and stuff. So,
well, like we may have mentioned before, the water there is quite warm.
It's like 85 degrees. This is why the hurricanes are a problem, because it's literally rocket fuel for hurricanes. Fun fact, if you want to track the hurricanes and keep tabs on things, use stormcarib.com. It's a really good site. So also Maho Bay, that's an old beach house off to the right there. But just beautiful. Place is beautiful. So that is that. Okay. So we should probably pop a question up, right? So should put question number 1 up.
Sure.
If I can find them. I have to work at this. This is like not easy. All right, here we go. I'm going to put it in the chat. Here is question number 1. You don't have to answer them now. You're going to email in your answers to this email address.
So I believe we're going to announce the winner at
on the
show?
next live stream. We will announce the winner. So you have time. You have time. So this is where you're going to send your entries into right here. Email us all your answers to this email address. And don't forget, we want you to be subscribed to the channel. We want you to follow us on Instagram. We want you to heart the post on Instagram. Follow all the rules that are in the description of this video. Okay, so question number 1. This one's an easy one. All right, so this is question number 1. What is the total number of drone shots in our current YouTube channel trailer? And that's, what are you waiting for? That video. So that's the one that if you go to our page and it pops up and plays, that's the video. So we want to know how many of those shots were done with a drone. And we'll tell you right now, it wasn't all of them. But there might be some tricky ones in there.
And definitely don't worry about figuring it out right now.
Nope. And you can go back and play this back. You can go through all the questions or whatever. That's number 1. All right. So what else can we show? We can show.
Did you want to go to the next place or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where are we off to next, Lori?
So I believe it's Iceland.
Are we off to Iceland? Okay. I got to get there. How do we get to Iceland?
By plane.
By plane.
Well, unless you want, you could swim. Is anybody a good swimmer?
Okay, we'll do Iceland.
I think Andy could swim it.
Probably.
He could do it.
I think he probably could. All right. Sorry about the fidgeting. We need a producer. Andy, you should be our producer, man. We could totally use Okay, here we go. So share this. Boom. All right. So Iceland. I don't know where to begin with Iceland. As far as romantic destinations, Iceland is something for people that are adventurous. If you want to see just mind-blowing scenery, Iceland is the place.
Oh, see? Andy could dog paddle. I told you.
You get the deal. Slow doggy paddle there.
So the interesting thing about going to Iceland is we found out there's actually 2 major airports.
There are, and this is a very important safety tip, right? you're probably going to go to Reykjavik, which is the capital of Iceland, and that's on the south coast. But for an international flight, you're going to fly into a different airport, and that is, can you pronounce it?
Is it
Keflavik.
Keflavik?
Keflavik.
Okay.
So you're going to fly into Keflavik. That's the international airport, and it is 45 minutes away from Reykjavik. So that's where you're going to fly in. Interesting about Keflavik is it's right near where all the volcanic stuff is happening right now. And that picture of us by the helicopter, that's something we haven't shared yet, but well, shared a little bit. That's how we got to fly over the active volcano, which was, yeah. Iceland is insane. Like,
And
just insane.
our pilot's name, I believe, was Wolf.
It was Wolf. Yes.
Wait, and he was
German.
And he was a bit crazy.
He was certifiably insane, I think.
But we had like amazing views of the volcano.
Yeah, it was really intense. And yeah, it wasn't super cheap, but there are, like, you go to Iceland, you have to basically accept the fact that you're going to open up your wallet as wide as it goes.
I feel like
do stuff.
I feel like it's a bucket list type activity.
Yeah. But it is so as far as, and this is the Sun Voyager. This is in Reykjavik.
Oh my God, that was such a beautiful day too.
This got us in trouble. This picture got us in trouble because a lot of people were doing what we're doing here, and some people took great offense to us being on this massive stainless steel sculpture. But you know what?
Yeah, well, a lot of people, actually, we weren't the only people that were sitting on it.
Right.
So, and I didn't realize because there was no sign that said we couldn't. So.
Yeah, we have footage. We have footage. There's a lot of editing to be done, Andy. We have stuff to do for sure. It was insane. And this was when we went inside. You can go inside a volcano in Iceland. So this is called Inside the Volcano.
And this is funny too because you go down like a tiny elevator.
It's a window washing elevator that they've rigged up to go down inside the cone of the volcano.
And for whatever reason, it didn't bother me at all. But for Chuck,
I'm going to drink more just thinking about it.
Chuck was like terrified, which I found, I guess it was hard for me to understand why, I guess. But
it's 400 feet up. That's why.
I don't know, but it didn't bother me. I don't know why.
But the colors, as you can see, the colors are insane.
That was something you should definitely do if you're there.
Oh yeah, you book that. And like, so the cool thing about a lot of the activities that you can do in Iceland, if you're staying in Reykjavik, they all leave out of Reykjavik. So you can hop a bus, tour bus, whatever, and do these things. And like, this was, I think, an hour outside of Reykjavik. And then you go, and it's probably a 2-hour. So 4 hours. So a decent chunk of your day, but then you could get back to Reykjavik and still do other stuff. So definitely, and this is not one to be missed.
And I do believe, if I'm correct, that this activity, I think it closes down around November.
It is more of
they can't they don't do it.
Season.
I think they don't do it in the snow.
No. So it's like
you want to go when it's not the really super snowy period.
Yeah. So typically the warm weather starts probably June,
but then it doesn't last very long. So
ends around like September
or October.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, then it starts.
But not November. November is definitely dicey.
So
yeah.
Obviously, July and August are probably the most popular months to go to Iceland because that's when it's probably 50 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's when a lot of people go. But you still bring your parka, and that's looking the cone. The opening is. That's just a cool picture.
You know what's so funny though? Now that you show me that,
I was so unhappy.
So tiny.
I was so unhappy.
Like, wait, like somebody could block our hole.
Well, that was a big ass opening. It's just 400 feet up.
It's so tiny there though.
Yeah.
That's funny. But you know, it didn't even make me nervous. I was just like, oh, we're just gonna go down there. We're gonna come back up.
Yeah.
I can't explain it.
So lots of volcano pictures because, well, yeah, it was epic.
It was.
Yeah. So this is Vik. Vik is a very popular area on the south coast. It's right near Reservoir Beach. Reservoir Beach is off behind us in the distance, but the black sand beaches, which obviously are very prominent from the volcanic activity, you can go horseback riding, and that was something that Lori really, really loves to do. So we went horseback riding.
And I had
couple
never
times.
gone horseback riding, or we haven't on a beach.
No, so this was a first, but it was beautiful. We were out about an hour or so, and so it's really chill. It's fun. The guides are really experienced, and they'll fit you up with a horse. Icelandic horses are really cool because they're not the same size as like horses here in America, for instance.
Where they're only bred in Iceland,
and they're only bred in
not
Iceland.
mixed
They
ever.
are not mixed breeds. If a Icelandic horse leaves Iceland, it cannot come back. It's a one-way trip.
Very interesting.
Yeah, it's a fun fact. But they're really beautiful horses. They're very gentle, and they have 5 gates. Is that what it was? 5 gates?
I think
more than a typical horse.
That's interesting too. Interesting fact that we went horseback riding the second time we were there,
Yeah.
and it was a totally different experience.
Yeah.
So if you're not totally comfortable 100% with horses, you should definitely check into the experience, because we found this experience was a lot calmer than our second experience.
Yeah, we did another one this past year, and it wasn't as chill as this one. This one was fantastic. And you can find the video on YouTube, by the way. It's up.
Oh,
so
hi, Eat More Possum.
EMP's in the house. Nice.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. So
and Andy says they look small. So
they're
a bit smaller.
They're smaller. You do not call them ponies, they get upset. Makes them sad. Call them ponies because they're not ponies.
Well, I will say I think they do have some larger ones, but they do fit you kind of to your horse. So I think because Chuck, I hate to say
vertically challenged.
Well, because we're not like
the horse.
No, because we're not like 6 feet tall or extremely heavy.
She live in Iceland.
So I do think the taller you are, the heavier you are, the bigger your horse is.
Maybe.
I do, because the horse has to hold your weight. So
yeah. Now here's another thing you can do. The problem with Iceland isn't the lack of things to do, it's the lack of time to do things. So this was called this was actually a day ice hike and ice climb through Troll Adventures, right? Troll Expeditions.
Troll Expeditions.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this thing was down at the largest Skadafall Glacier, which is way around the corner. It's the largest glacier in Europe, for that matter. So they fit you up with, they give you all the gear. You need your warm clothes. Like Lori and I were suited up with stuff from here in the Northeast in the summertime. But they give you all the gear, and you go out, and it's an amazing experience. And they don't push you to do any more than you feel comfortable doing. You don't have to ice climb any higher or at all, even if you don't want to. But
so Chuck and I were actually brave, and we did do the ice climbing.
I sucked at it, but Lori's really good.
And it was funny because
I looked like an idiot doing it. You were really good. You had good form.
I'm not even sure how that happened.
I don't know. You just like did it, like everything.
But because it worked well, I told Chuck if we go back, I kind of want to do it again.
So yeah, definitely put that high on your list, because anything involving ice in Iceland, you want to do sooner than later, because as you probably read, our planet is warming, so these things are melting, and that's why there are waterfalls around every corner on Iceland. So you definitely want to do this sooner than later. There's Lori. And you see they had 2 ropes. They actually had safety ropes, and there's the other dude over here on the left. Yeah.
There's another group of people doing it on the other side.
Yeah, side by side.
Yeah. So I mean, I would definitely do it again, because I was a little bit apprehensive in the beginning, but then when I started doing it, I'm like, hey, this is kind of fun.
Yeah. So I mean, you go to Iceland, you're going to see not just volcanoes, but this. I mean, and this is just pure epicness right here. So like, just super pure epicness.
The icebergs.
Lori took this picture. Lori seems to have a skill set for photography, so we're gonna.
Well, you know what though? I seriously love taking pictures.
This was a no drone zone, but I think I accidentally flew Mini 3 Pro.
Wait, and that seriously, I couldn't believe we were standing there staring at it. It almost seemed like too beautiful to be real.
Oops.
It's crazy.
Yes. Yep. Here's another thing you can do. It's probably a 45-minute hike. You can go out to Crash DC3 on the beach, and also on the South Coast. All the stuff on the South Coast is pretty close together. So it's like you could literally, we spent a week around the South Coast, and we had no shortage of stuff to do. We were busy nonstop, but I mean, super fun, and it can be romantic because you give a nice hike. It's flat, right? A little breezy, but flat. But we were inside the plane don't know if that was a great idea or not, but it made for a cool shot anyway. And then we did something stupid, right? We stood on the wing, which we probably weren't supposed to do, but we were on the wing.
I was gonna say, how many miles would you say it was to the plane?
It was, I think, 3 kilometers. So it took like 45 minutes to get there.
So I was gonna
And
say,
you walk, and there's a bus. They run a bus. You can pay a fare and take a bus out and back.
So I was gonna say, if you question walking that far, you should definitely take the bus.
You could take the bus. And then, like, you don't have to take the same bus back. The buses run back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. So you can hop the bus.
But Chuck and I decided to get the exercise.
Yeah.
Which is funny. Which is funny because the bus like was passing us over.
And you can see there are a lot of stickers on the DC-3. So you can put your sticker, like we have Covaction stickers all over this thing because we could. So like yeah. And speaking of waterfalls, that's Skagafoss. This is probably one of the most popular falls to visit. You can literally walk right up to it if you wanted to, and you better have a raincoat on because you're gonna get wet. And then you can hike up on a trail and go up to the top side over to the right. You can hike up and get up to the top of it if you want to. We cheated. We sent the drone up and then found out later that I wasn't supposed to, and you got good shots. So,
well, the waterfalls just in general in Iceland are amazing. Yes.
Yeah, and there's a waterfall at every corner, sometimes more.
So definitely, it's a place to see waterfalls.
You don't want to rush around Iceland. It's really beautiful. You take your time. You take it all in. There are places to wander and explore. There are caves and all kinds of cool stuff to check out and wander. And there's pizza.
Wait,
they have pizza even.
But we only gave ourselves a week. If you can do it, do 2.
Do 2, maybe 3.
Well, at least 2.
We're thinking of doing a 3rd because the first 2 weeks.
We mean a 3rd visit.
Yeah, which will be another week.
Yeah. But not all together, of course.
So, some people will tell you that Icelandic food is not great. I thought the gourmet pizza at this particular restaurant was pretty delicious.
Well, this is funny because we found
good places to eat.
We found that Iceland seemed like everywhere's was good.
Yeah, we found really good stuff.
And what was amazing, I think we might have touched on this somewhere before, that their food doesn't seem as salty.
No, it's not as salty.
So we would actually we had something as crazy. Remember, it's hot dog pizza.
Icelandic hot dog pizza. You would think that'd be like in America. That'd be like you'd be drinking like 16 glasses of water afterwards.
And I definitely was not even thirsty.
No, in fact, that was the place. That was a brewery that we found, and they had beer that was comparable to U.S. beer, being like higher ABV. So just kind of be careful with that stuff.
Well, normally, actually, Iceland, a lot of beers they brew are like actually 3 or 4s, I feel like.
Yeah.
3 or 4%.
And they're the hot dogs. So like you pretty much, when you're in Reykjavik, you have to have an Icelandic hot dog because they're lamb and what was it? Lamb and
I want to say pork.
Pork, yeah. Yep. We found a bunch of really good restaurants in Reykjavik. I mean, there was no shortage of cool places to go. So really the next set of videos that we're going to release when we get them all done are going to be pretty much foodie based because we did a lot of cool activities in Iceland. We love to explore Iceland, but the food was really fun and good. So we have a lot of stuff to share with you guys coming up. This is Rainbow Road. And there's Hallgrímskirkja in the background, that pointy thing. That's the church that everybody wants to go see. So Rainbow Road runs up to it.
Yeah, so definitely
super chill city.
You don't want to miss the church.
Oh, well, whole Reykjavik. You need 2 or 3 days in Reykjavik. It's super fun.
Well, there's so many restaurants.
Yeah.
So much shopping.
Oh, yep.
Oh, and we found something else.
I was very happy to be there.
We found something else that was really cool. Remember? An ice bar.
We did find an ice bar in Iceland, and we went last time and we vlogged it. So
we'll be showing that.
We have a lot
in the future.
We have a lot to share. The art is really cool. A lot of the buildings are painted. It's a very funky city, very friendly. It's actually, Iceland is probably the safest country on this planet. Statistically, the police don't even carry guns. Very cool.
So they say if you're a female traveler alone,
this is a great place.
It's one of the best places to go.
Yep. So if you're single, female, you might pick up some really, really studly Icelandic dude. at the geothermal spa.
Well, that's the other thing too that Chuck and I found. For whatever reason, the Icelandic people seem to really be conscious about their health.
Yes,
and they're really into exercise.
They are.
So I mean, you have it's hard to find a Icelandic person that's not in shape.
You're not gonna find a fat Icelandic person, as far as we could tell. Yeah, seriously. But I don't know why, because like this restaurant's called Fish Market, and that red thing towards the front of the screen is a little hibachi with whale on it, right? So you can have some really interesting food when you're when you're visiting Iceland. The food is insane.
So actually, I have to say that was one of my favorite restaurants.
Yeah, we should go back
because it had great atmosphere.
They all do.
Well, some maybe not quite the same as that though.
That was the best.
I mean, some are like they're good, but they're not as. I mean, that was more romantic actually.
This was a very nice restaurant, and what's interesting is the two guys on the left, they were there together as a couple. Then we had a couple on the right. This guy and girl on the right, and we were all talking. It was fun because like we're all talking about stuff.
Do you remember that though? It seems like the couple to the right of us, if you're looking at that picture,
they took the picture.
No wait, but
she took the picture.
No, but during the course of our dinner, it changed who it was.
Yeah, but she took the picture.
So, but both of them, I think it's at least two separate couples, but both of them were very nice to talk to.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's another, that was the dessert tray there, which was kind of insane at Fish Market. There was enough dessert for like, I think our table and the two on each side of us too. There was so much food. But we did our best. And of course, when you're in Reykjavik, if you're a drone guy like me, there's DJI. You can't skip DJI.
Oh wait, somehow.
What if you need a drone?
But I must say, somehow Chuck went in there and you did not purchase.
I did resist. It was not easy. I resisted, but I had brought like 4 drones with me, so I didn't need to buy another one.
And Andy says, drone.
Yeah, yep, Andy. But they have all the latest stuff. You can talk to the guys in there. They're very cool to talk to. They'll tell you all about the products. They have some of the older stuff in there too to chat about. They're really knowledgeable. You should see the stuff they show on this massive screen in there. One of the managers obviously flies all around Iceland. His shots are insane. They're just insane. Was this from the last trip? I believe it was.
Yes, and I have the name if you can pronounce it.
I don't know if I can pronounce it. I'm not pronouncing that.
I'll try. So I may say this wrong. It looks like I will try.
It's a Viking longhouse.
Yeah,
let's just leave it at that.
It looks like
as far as Icelandic goes, don't even try.
Should I not try?
It's an Icelandic longhouse, and they do like a traditional dinner. That horn on the left there is my beer horn. I think Lori has one too. We have beer and horns. It was really fun. It was kind of expensive. And we did not leave hungry, that's for sure.
Wait, in this place, I was a little
very romantic, low lighting and stuff. It looks bright in the picture, but it really wasn't.
There's one thing they offer though, but we couldn't do because of weather. So if we ever go back, I'd probably try.
Oh, yeah.
They do axe throwing and archery outside.
But it was pouring down rain and windy as heck we went.
So we didn't get to.
But that would have been super fun. And if you get a chance, you can eat and then you can throw axes.
But the building, the building is so cool. The food was amazing. The service was amazing.
Yeah.
And drinking beer out of the horns.
That was fun.
It
was just fun.
Crazy.
So if you like more of a barbaric romantic experience, this place is for you.
Oh, hi Vegas to Cali.
Hey ladies, what's going on?
Happy Valentine's Day.
Do you know what this place is? The flower pots ought to give it away.
I do.
Yeah.
I forget the official name, but it was the tomato restaurant.
Tomato Farm.
Yes.
So Tomato Farm is not far out of Selfus. And this place you have to book pretty much a month in advance. But if you want, Tomato Farm it's a greenhouse, and you actually dine inside the greenhouse. The greenhouse provides, like, they grow, is it most of the tomatoes in Iceland?
I think they grow them there, but they actually import the bees.
So inside the greenhouse, they have a whole ecosystem. There are bees, there are green flies, there's everything to sustain life in the greenhouse. So the cool thing about your experience at Tomato Farm is the tomato soup is bottomless. So you can have and it's fresh tomato soup. It's the best tomato soup I've ever had in my life.
I have to say it was the best soup I've ever had. Wait.
Yeah. And there's more, right?
Wait, and then they put a fresh basil plant on the table.
Yeah.
So as you're sitting there,
with scissors,
you can cut the basil leaves and put them in your soup.
Yes.
And I was laughing at Chuck because I told him he didn't always do it right.
Yeah, I didn't do it right. She yelled at me, but it was insanely good. I mean, and like, and you can wander around the greenhouse, and it's just, we were in there. I
want to say what this is though. These, I don't know if you just said that or not, but these are the desserts.
These were the desserts.
Crazy.
These things right here
that are in flower pots.
Yeah, the presentation was really fun. Really fun, and that's the greenhouse. So that it's huge, it's expansive. Another thing you're gonna find, so that's Tomato Farm. Another thing you're gonna find all around Iceland are these white churches, and people say this one looks like Beetlejuice.
They do.
But Lori took this while I was flying the drone. Lori was taking pictures. In fact, I think you can see some guy in an orange coat in the background there. Probably some guy ruining your shot.
I actually do.
Yeah, guy's always in the way.
I know. I see that orange coat.
But there are churches all around Iceland too, and they're all really beautiful, and you can walk in them and explore them, and that's quite fun too. And the scenery is the sky is always kind of an angry, moody sky, which is really just adds to the whole experience of being there.
So I have to say, even though it's beautiful on a sunny day, there's something to be said about having that kind of weather.
Yeah, the moody sky makes it actually. It's part of, you go to a place like Iceland or some of the other places we've been, it kind of needs that sky to have, like, if it's too blue, it almost looks wrong. I can't explain it, but pretty epic. Now see, there's an oddity right there, right? There's
we have the blue sky.
We have the blue sky. So that's one of the canyons you can get to on the ring road, basically, which is Highway 1, which goes around the small section of the South Coast. And these places are all places you can stop. So there's just nonstop stuff to do. You can wander for hours and make pit stops and see stuff. Like, it's like Iceland's like the world being born. You see stuff that you just won't see anywhere else. It's really incredible. Anybody know what that looks like right there? What's that look like? Somebody type in the chat. Remind you of anything? Star Warsy? That's a clue. No.
Actually, that could be a question.
No, it could have been a question.
It could have been.
This was a very bumpy road to get to this, but this is Yoda Cave, and Yoda Cave is open to the public. It's free. You can park for free and check it out. There's just stuff like this all around Iceland, but this Yoda Cave is super cool, especially for a Star Wars fan like me. It's pretty awesome. See, you see Yoda's head, his body, kind of. And you'll see lots of sheep. Sheep everywhere. Lots and lots of sheep. You'll see these little, Lord call them troll houses. They're all over the place too.
Yeah, I love them because the grass is on the roof.
Yeah, they have grass roofs. It's pretty awesome looking. So that's a roundabouty way of Iceland. Iceland. So if you're going to do something romantic that involves more adventure-y type stuff, and say you're outdoorsy and you like adventure and cool stuff, then do Iceland. And then you can go to
Andy says Yoda houses.
Yes, Yoda houses. You can go to a thermal spa, and then those are very romantic. And of course, when you get back to wherever you're staying, you know, you had a long day, burned off a lot of calories.
Sky Lagoon.
Who knows what you'll do later when you get back to your
Sky Lagoon.
Sky Lagoon's awesome. I didn't share any pictures of Sky Lagoon.
Do you have pictures?
I do not. Okay. Sky Lagoon is very cool. There's a video on that. You can check it out, by the way. Okay, where are we going to next?
So do you want to pop up another question?
We should pop up another question. All right. Because
we haven't done that many. Or at least 2 or 3. Maybe 2 and 3.
All right. So this one's going to be a little tricky. So This one, I got to share. I got to share this. Okay. How am I going to share this? Present. Share screen. This one. It's a little tricky. Okay. You guys might remember back around Christmas time, we were teasing you with this. We're making part of this contest here. Again, this is what we're giving away. It's the bag with probably a few things inside of it. We can send it anywhere within the United States, UK,
Canada,
right? Canada,
or EU,
or the European Union. Yeah, we can get it there. Australia is a tough one. Anyway, so A or B. So the story behind this, if you want to tell the story.
So around Christmas time, Chuck and I each purchased a gift, but we didn't know
that we both did the same thing.
Yeah.
Sort of.
So we both did something, but we had different concepts.
Yeah, and what's funny is if you look close, excuse me, you can tell that we both had the same idea in our minds that we should portray us as Funko Pops, as a couple, as a vlogging couple.
Well, also as sort of like YouTubers, I guess.
Yeah. So it's really funny. Lori and I both did it. We didn't know. We both gave each other one for Christmas. And it was really fun because like we got to see how we envisioned one another. So we want you to guess
which one I did and which one Chuck did.
Right. So obviously, excuse me. So A and B. So you have to identify A and B as being Chuck or Lori. And some people have guessed, and I'll leave it at that. But like, but that's that question. And I will.
And I think we should
put it.
We should
yeah.
throw number 3. Maybe.
Well, I'll put this one. Yeah. Okay. Put it like here. So we'll put this one. Put this one. So here's the question in the chat to go along with the picture. So I'm asking you which one Lori did, A or B. So for the answer the question, which one did Lori do, A or B? And that'll be, and you know, if the answer it now, again, like I said, you're going to email it in. And when you email it in, it's going to be this email right here. This is the email address. One more time. So this is the question. Was it A or B that Lori created? All right. How many questions have we done?
You're only on number 2.
Maybe we should do another one.
I said you should do 3.
Okay, we'll do another question. So, all right, here we go. Can I show this one? Okay. So the next question, once it posts, in our Scotland series, this is actually the first serious travel vlog series we ever did, right? Scotland in 2021.
I believe so.
Which was very much driven by a couple of things. It was COVID. Lori and I were binge watching Outlander. And if you've watched Outlander, you know what we're talking about. You kind of want to go to Scotland. And Lori and I became very, very like passionate about it. So Lori went so far as to bring Claire's dress with her. And at one place we stopped at a lot of castles. One of the castles we stopped at, Lori wore Claire's dress.
So you have to guess which castle.
And did a little bit of a time travel thing too. So we need you to tell us what the name of the castle is. So that is the next question there. So what we'll do is we can put all the questions in at the end of the video too, at the end of the live stream.
And I think our next location should be London.
Really? You want to skip the London?
I do.
All right, we'll skip the London. So we'll stop the share on the Funko dudes. Here we are, we're back. And we're gonna go back over here because gotta like hop around. London, huh? London is a super romantic city. I mean, as far as I would say, maybe you would agree. Would you rank this very high on your list, if not number 1, for cities to visit that are romantic?
On our list?
Yeah.
I might, but I hate to say there's one that might beat it out for me. Shall I
Are we
say?
talking about today?
Yes. Scotland.
That's not a city.
Well, no, I mean
It's a country.
Edinburgh. Yeah. But Scotland.
Disagree, but okay.
Scotland in
So
general.
see, there you go. Lori's opinion. We'll talk about that one in a little bit. We're gonna hit London first though. So let's share just a couple of pictures of London, because we can. So the sculptures, every year they change.
Yeah, those are always really fun to see.
Yeah, so Lori was trying to steal their chess figures, but London's a really fun city because it's kind of like New York, but it has a lot more history, and the architecture is obviously older. And everywhere you walk around London, it's just super, super chill and cool. And one of the best things about being in London is afternoon tea. It's very British.
And there's actually many places to do that.
There are a long list of places to go for afternoon tea.
We found out you can do afternoon tea in the hotels. You can
do it in a bus like this.
On a bus, you can do it on a boat.
Yep. This was Bridget's Bakery. This was a bus, so we took it on a double-decker bus. Super fun. That was Lori's idea. So there's a video on this one too. That's us in the bus. It's great, except the bus was moving around a lot, so we got jostled around. It was super fun. Well,
we had our ghost in that one.
It was Halloween, so it was haunted. Yeah. If you stay in the Shard, we stayed in central London in the Shard, which is the tallest building in the UK. So this was our morning view, which is, how can I not photograph that? That was insane. And the bridge within view of our room is, Tower Bridge, which is pretty cool. And down here is London Bridge Station and stuff. So just back in the background over here, you'll see Greenwich is around the corner. Greenwich is where time was invented. You can go to Greenwich. There's so much to do in London that even if it's not in London, you can take a bus and do tours to
So Andy says another awesome sunrise. So actually, it was just amazing, I guess, to even see that.
Yeah.
From where we were.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just
39th floor of the Shard, I think.
No, I mean, just to be able to see that far out and the river and everything, it was beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree, Andy. That was a good one. Couldn't fly the drone for that one. I never would have got downstairs in time, but definitely cool. And you can make rugs. So the funny thing about stuff in London, it's probably
actually,
a lot of cities.
I have to say that was actually in a way that was kind of romantic, because it was kind of, I felt like
we did it together, sort of.
Yeah, it's sort of like a bonding thing in a way.
It was cool. So this is Tufting London. Tufting London. It's in the same. It's in one of the videos where we talk about the things in London that you probably wouldn't normally do. That
it's funny though, if I look at it. My drone's fatter than yours.
It's also very pink. It's very cool.
Yeah. So, and I wanted to do, because it was October, so it was Pinktober. I wanted to make mine pink.
Yeah.
Plus I also love pink. So
very cool. That was a lot of fun, and that was a couple hours. That was a really good time. Tufting London. Fish and chips with mushy peas, because that's what you do in England.
Yeah, so I have to say,
and Scotland.
You can't really get enough of the fish and chips.
It's so crispy. There is something just better about fish and chips in the UK, specifically London. Very, very good. So
actually, while we were in London, we did a lot of different pubs. We did a lot of afternoon teas, and we actually found our awesome pizza place called Spizza.
Well, this is the walkie-talkie. This is Sky Garden right here. So Sky Garden is across from the Shard. You can see the Shard in the backdrop there. My eyes are closed in that picture. I picked the wrong one. It's funny. I took 6 of them. Anyway, Sky Garden you can get into for free if you go onto their website 3 weeks in advance, you can book a 1-hour spot. So Sky Garden is really cool to check out.
Well, another thing that's cool about Sky Garden is if you wanted to eat there, there's a few restaurants.
There's like 3 restaurants and 2 or 3 bars in there, so you can wander around. It's really nice, greenery in there and stuff. Cool space, and worth an hour of your time, if not 2, because they don't throw you out. You can go up there and they don't throw you out. Pretty cool. And this is another thing you can do in London. You can get arrested. If you want to get incarcerated and drink, it's called Alcatraz.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was a fun
And
experience.
it was really fun. And then that you were part of a whole acting experience too.
And there are other people in there with you, of course. So that was a lot of fun. And hey, if you're into getting arrested, locked up as a couple,
well,
be romantic.
Well, actually, the other thing is too, if you have more than just 2 people, I'm not sure what the limit is, but I think you can have quite a few people in one cell. Like if you have a big group.
I think you can.
I feel like I want to say at least 6.
I think most people who are watching probably are going to be in like 2, but I think you could do 4. I think there was a bigger group behind.
But I do remember seeing there were larger groups.
You can check the Alcatraz website for more. This is in all the information on all these places is in our videos on the channel, so you can find them. And speaking of afternoon tea, this was at the Shard, right? This was Ting.
Yes.
This was Ting, and there's Tower Bridge again in the background. But yeah, really nice afternoon tea.
So actually, that was your birthday.
That was my birthday,
I believe.
Yeah, it was a good day.
So what I loved about that is that we somehow lucked out and got that table, because that table had a beautiful view of Tower Bridge, and it was a sunny day, and the food was great. So
No, we got that table.
I don't know.
We were early in for one, and the tables were all open. I said, "What's your best table?" But that was a great table. All the tables along the glass are really good.
But I mean, it's just amazing because some of the tables are not by the window, so being by the window is really like nice.
Yeah,
definitely.
And that's the other angle. That's us when we finally had tea, because you can't do afternoon tea without proper tea. Not all just champagne. St. Paul's Cathedral. This you can book in advance.
That's an awesome shop. I mean,
Lori took that shot. I would say, I didn't crop it. This is raw, but
I love the way it's showing off the building.
It is a great shot, for sure. Great shot.
But actually, that church is beautiful.
Yeah, and you can wander through it, and like you can buy tickets. I think we did it a day in advance, and it was during half term. Half term is when the kids have the week off, so it's busy. Even busy time like half term, you could still get in, and it's really cool to explore. It's if you've seen Willy Wonka, the latest Wonka movie, there's a scene that was filmed in St. Paul's Cathedral. Remember? That was there are animals running through it and stuff. Yeah, of course they weren't really, but yeah, it was filmed in St. Paul's Cathedral. So that's kind of a fun little fact. Super cool space to check out. And before you go there, you can go to Madison's. Madison's has a rooftop bar, and you can see St. Paul's Cathedral's dome from Madison's, which is really cool too. The food was quite good, if I recall. It was brunch.
We went there for the brunch, and it was a little bit crazy because I think we had so much food we didn't notice, but you could do like a champagne. I can't remember how it was now. Like all you could.
Oh, it was bottomless champagne. You get really messed up.
But it was weird because somehow we didn't, and I think it was because we had so much food. I feel like.
Yeah, we ate so much food. It was like,
but it was really fun. The views were amazing.
Yeah.
And again, everybody was really nice.
It was great. We met a couple from Australia. We met a couple from where else was the other couple? Where were they from?
I can't remember that.
Was it Rio? Where was it? I don't remember where it's from.
I don't know, but I just remember that
and you might run into some friends. So like right? The Scarlet Door.
We were at the Scarlet Door,
Behind
and
the Scarlet
it was
Door.
very interesting because we ended up meeting up with someone who's actually another drone guy.
Wait. I'm interrupting for a second. What, Andy? Are those head bummers on the window frame?
The window frame of
head bummers. What's a head bummer?
No, he said bumpers.
Oh, bumpers.
But where's bumpers?
He's talking about these right here. These things. I think that's the framing, like the building framing. I think maybe they are bumpers. I don't know. We didn't bump into them. I usually bump into everything, so I don't know for sure.
I feel like it's a frame though.
Yeah. And they were, of course, doing work on the roof, so it kind of took some of the view away.
But the view of the
yeah,
church is just crazy.
So this is just a fun shot. This is the Scarlet behind the Scarlet
Andy
Door.
says you have to go back.
We can go back. Actually, I do want to go back to London. I love London. London is a lot of fun. A fun city, super romantic. We ran into Carl. On the guy in the front on the left across from me is Carl. He has a YouTube channel. Met him a few years ago.
And then he brought his friend James.
Yeah, James is back like across from Lori. And that was, the food was fun, the drinks were fun, our server was fun, and pictures.
And so actually,
go back one more time. All right, I'm going back. Sorry, that's what you meant.
He said go back 2 pictures.
That one.
It's this. I think it's a frame. It's a frame of the building, though.
Oh yeah, I think it's the frame of the building, Andy.
Because it goes all the way around.
Okay, I misunderstood before.
But I will say, if you bump your head, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah. Yeah. So
that
was really cool.
This place, the Scarlet Door, was kind of cool because inside there was like separate rooms, and one of them was like, it was a pretend like shower, and then they had another room that was kind of,
it was pretty cool,
more like almost like a laundry room kind of thing. I mean, and they had these.
You're in an apartment. You're actually in a young woman's apartment in like in London.
Well, you had these little nooks and crannies that you could go and have drinks and have food, just like very really
chill,
cozy, intimate little spots, I guess.
Really fun place. And that's in a video for London too. So Tower Bridge from the room with rain on the window. Yeah, Tower Bridge.
The lights are cool.
For sure. That is from the London Eye. The London Eye still runs. Yeah, I think it used to be the largest Ferris wheel. Now I don't think it's the largest, but it's still a great experience. And we did the champagne VIP thing, which was really fun. So super romantic. You do it at sunset. So book it about 5 o'clock-ish, at least in the fall, like when we did it, October. And you'll catch the sunset while you're going around in your one loop. And that was really good.
Oh, and actually, when we flew into London, we flew into Heathrow.
We did. I didn't even mention the airports. So like flying in and out of London, you have 2 choices. You have Gatwick and Heathrow, depending on where you're flying in from. Heathrow is massively huge. Heathrow is about 45 minutes outside of central London. So you do have to find your way into town. We've talked about it in other videos as far as getting there. There are a bunch of ways to do it. But you can take a train.
And actually, we were lucky. It worked.
Yes.
Pretty well. Well, except for that one. Where was that time we got stuck on the bus?
It's where you get stuck on the bus.
That was a different thing.
I don't remember now. I think it's a different thing.
Or was that when
Speaking of buses, you'll see these things all over London, and they're just cool. The double-decker buses are just so London, so cool. More food.
You can't beat the pubs in London.
You cannot. The food is great. This was Gong.
which is on top of the Shard.
Yep, high up on the Shard at nighttime, and the view is you can
Oh,
see St. Paul's Cathedral back there, and like
wait,
so much stuff.
Wait, that's not Gong.
It's not gone?
No.
Are
I
you
thought it was
sure?
Gong for a second. It's actually that other restaurant that we went to that's next to the Shard. It's kind of, I don't know if it's really part of the Shard. I have to Google that.
Gong.
No, it's not Gong. It's the other one.
Oh no.
Yes.
Okay, we lied to you. But Gong's up there too.
So that's a different restaurant that's right next to the Shard. That's sort of in the Shard, but it's not because it's.
I can't
think
of the name of it.
Because you kind of have to go out and then you have to go back through security.
Embarrassing. Don't know. Tower Bridge again. That's the Tower of London in the background there on the other side of Tower Bridge, which is another popular touristy spot on the other side of the Thames, which is the river that runs and divides London. So London is just now afternoon tea. Back to that again. This is the Savoy.
Yeah.
Our friend Keith. I remember when I booked our trip to London, I was talking to Keith. He was like, Chuck, you have to take Lori to afternoon tea at the Savoy. You just have to do it. And I was like, you think she'll like it? He's like, oh yeah, she's going to like it. Did you like it?
I did, but can I say something?
Uh-oh.
No, that was the time that unfortunately I had the infected tooth.
Oh, you did.
So I was trying to make the best of it because I was realizing how great it was.
Problem.
Well, no, I mean it was fantastic, but I was trying to like work through my tooth problem.
Yeah.
Which I did somehow. But I mean, that place is definitely
they've redone it all since this. They just they renovated the whole space.
If you want a more upscale tea, that's definitely the place.
Yeah, I don't know. Like this is probably it's all different now. This is how it was a couple years ago. But really chill, super romantic. We had a sofa. We had a whole sofa to ourselves. It was great. They really set us up well. It was fantastic.
Well, you can see we had room for more people.
We did. So where were you guys? You should have been with us. We could have had a whole table full of people. It would have been great. Maybe next time. And when you're over at the Savoy, that's the theater district of London, and you can't go and not see a show in London because, like New York, London is super cool. And we, as you can tell by the Save the Clock Tower, we saw Back to the Future, which was pretty cool. Pretty cool for sure. Still have that bag. Oh, this is a little bit of me cheating, looking around at the stage. So another way to do afternoon tea, you can do it in a bus, you can do it in a building, or you can do it by boat. So you can do afternoon tea by boat. This is City Cruises.
So I will have to say, I think the most romantic maybe might have been the boat.
Boat was super fun. And there's Tower Bridge again, right? Because they were going under Tower Bridge when they took the picture for us.
And then we were able to get one of the tables closer to the front of the boat, which made it even more romantic because we had a table for two.
Yeah, which is very nice. So totally a cool place to go to do afternoon tea is City Cruises on the boat on the Thames. Really nice. And they tell you about all the sites while you're just enjoying afternoon tea. The captain talks about the sites on both sides because you go under so many bridges. They talk about all the buildings and stuff. And architecture is really fun. And that was us walking across Tower Bridge. It's like the most epic bridge on the planet, basically. Another shot. So London, definitely romantic. I think Lori says it's outranked or outdone by Edinburgh, but I beg to differ. Maybe they're close. They're in different ways.
Well, I hate to say it depends.
Different vibes.
It depends on the person.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, more questions. So
we need to do 4 and 5 at least.
Okay, we'll do 4 and 5. So first we're gonna do 4. Question number 4. We're going to share it. So this is number 4. So A Day with Alaskan Bears, our award-winning A Day with Alaskan Bears. It's so epic that we.
So what
Anyway.
is?
What song did I sing?
So what song did Chuck sing?
That's the question. So you have to find it. If you haven't watched the video, it is it's my personal favorite still to this day. Out of all the stuff we've done some really cool stuff. I think this one means a lot more to me than any other project that we've done.
And maybe put up number 5.
Okay. So number 5.
Without the other part.
And you're lucky you don't have to pronounce this. But what we want to know is, this is number 5. What is the name of the dormant Icelandic volcano that we went down inside of? And the answer is in all the videos have the answers. So you have to explore our channel and find the answers. So we want to know the name. And I guess the spelling's in there too. It actually has 2 different names. So we'll accept both. They're both legit. That is question number 5.
Okay.
God, that was a good day.
So do you want to go to the next place?
All right. So where do you want to go in the world now?
I'm going to Scotland.
Okay, we're going to Scotland. So we're going to present Scotland. And we'll start off with Falkirk, because when you fly into Scotland,
we flew into Edinburgh.
Yeah. So right around the corner. At least from America, when you fly into Scotland, it's going to be a red eye. Anytime we fly across the Atlantic, it's going to be a red eye. So you're going to be like flying all night, and you're going to get there first thing in the morning, and you're going to be tired. And many people told us, do not try to drive far when you get to Europe, especially when you're on the other side of the road, on the other side of the car, like we were going to be. So Falkirk was like 30 minutes outside of the airport. So cool thing about Falkirk is the Kelpies, which are those 2 massive metal horse sculptures.
Oh, so Andy says he saw a drone video of those horses recently?
Yeah, it's very much, it's when I flew it, and I did fly it, I wasn't supposed to. Because there was a sign up. They took the signs down.
That's a funny story, because Chuck and I were walking around the horses.
We were.
We met a couple.
We did.
And Chuck started talking to the man, and he said that Chuck had to fly.
He told me I had to.
Chuck was not really wanting to, but the guy said, "You're here. You have to do this."
So he talked me into getting out Mini 2.
And
that's Andy's Mini 2.
Wait.
That's Andy. That's your Mini 2. It's been to Scotland, man. But like,
he even said he was going to cover you somehow with the umbrella.
Yeah, he's blocking me with his umbrella and like cover me. But yeah.
And this couple, I have to say, lived in Scotland.
Yeah. Isn't that funny though? Andy has the drone that flew in Scotland.
Oh,
wow, it has history.
Oh,
it's an international drone, dude.
And so what's really cool is sometimes they light the horses up.
They do at night. They light the horses. And now you can go inside of them, which is really cool. But the Kelpies are in this thing called the Helix. And the Helix, I don't think I show it here, but it's in the videos in the Scotland series. There's a thing called the Wheel. And the Wheel is the most epic canal bridge like on this earth. It's super cool. And it rotates like this and brings the boats from top to bottom. And I flew Mini 2 around that thing too. So
and he's taking it to Dominican Republic in 2 weeks.
See, it's a global drone, man. It's meant to be global. It's a little beast. It's a good little drone. Cool. She's gonna get to see more countries. We should put flags on it, dude. You should put like a little Scottish flag on it. Where else did it go? It's been around. That drone's been around. That's of course when you drive in the UK, you are on the other side of the road, on the other side of the car. There I am driving.
Yeah.
Yep. I think that was one of the first days. So be prepared. As far as romantic places to stay, this one's tough to beat. This is Dornick Castle.
Yes, and so.
And that was, what was that room called? The old courtroom or
I
something?
think it's called the courtroom. This room was amazing because it actually had a wood burning fireplace.
You can see it back there. You can see the fireplace.
And
4-post bed.
Yes, and it had a jet tub.
It did have a jet tub.
And it had these like little, I don't even know how to explain it, but I'll try. By the windows, there's like these little nooks almost. I don't know if you remember,
the
Julie.
windows, yes.
And there's these little built-in seats where you could sit and like even have a drink and be looking out the window.
We were drinking, yeah, it was great.
It was so romantic and so period.
Now I'm with Lori on this because this wasn't Edinburgh per se, it was Scotland in general. We stayed in 4 castles, I think. We stayed in a bunch of castles. When you go to Scotland,
maybe
you have to stay in a castle.
If
not 2 or 3.
We stayed in Fonob.
Yeah, Fonob.
And we were in Everlocky,
Inverlocky, Fonob Castle. Did we say Fonob twice?
Yeah, this is 3. So we did stay in a VRBO, so that didn't count.
Well, the VRBO was on the Isle of Skye.
It might have been only 3 castles.
But yeah, so like Scotland is super romantic now that you mention it, but it's also more outdoorsy too because you're going to be outdoors a lot doing cool stuff. But the castle room this is like sets the bar really high for any castle we ever stayed in. It was beautiful and like.
Oh, and insane. Then we ate in the dining room. The dining room wasn't as cool as our room, but the food was really good. Do you remember?
And it had a whiskey bar.
Yeah, but do you remember? Bar. I remember the dining room was very nice, but it didn't seem quite as period orient. You know what I mean?
Like it wasn't period correct. It was more modern.
Yeah.
But we tried. We tried haggis.
But I was going to say the whiskey bar was very like. Had that whole cozy, warm feeling. Remember?
Yeah, the whiskey bar was nicer. That was fun, but super cool. And Dornick is fun because it takes you up a little further north, not furthest point north, as James kidded about in our video. It was, and speaking of, we thought this is up Duncansby Stacks. Can I pronounce it right? God, that was a windy day.
Wait, in the winds?
80 miles an hour.
80?
I wanted to fly my drone there so bad.
Your hair.
Yeah, I wanted to fly my drone there so bad, but it would have gone like past those Hershey Kiss looking things. Oh, I wanted to fly so bad. It's beautiful to see though. So I mean, Scotland is insanely beautiful.
You're starting to make me want to go back too.
Well, of course you want to go back. I mean, the planet is beautiful. There's a lot to see. That's Dornick Castle from the outside, by the way. And we were up there.
And
right?
we actually, it's very interesting too, I have to say, we met a very interesting woman during our dinner there that followed us into sort of the whiskey tasting.
Yes.
But she actually lived in Scotland.
She was local. She was just like the blog.
But she likes to travel, but she travels within Scotland, which is kind of cool.
That is very cool. She gives some good ideas.
So,
yep.
And it was funny because she thought we were from Canada.
There is Loch Ness. And no, we did not see the Loch Ness monster. But if you want to see castle ruins, yeah, Loch Ness is a cool place to wander up and down. When you get to the Isle of Skye, you can't skip Talisker. You have to have scotch, like proper scotch in Scotland. It'd be a crime not to. And Talisker was one of many.
It was very interesting. I want to touch upon this. So when we went, and it was 2021, so at the time COVID was still a thing. So I don't think that was the total reason, but they were remodeling. So they had us like
we were outside.
We actually did our tasting outside.
It was like 40 degrees Fahrenheit.
But I have to say, I think it kind of, in a way, added to our experience.
Maybe.
Because I remember like I was sitting on some kind of like rugged seat, but it wasn't totally helping. But I think now if you went, you'd probably be inside. But there is something to be said about being inside, but the outdoor experience was something you probably don't do anymore.
We still have Nice Point We have whiskey from, or actually scotch. We have proper scotch from Scotland that we have not opened. One bottle Lori physically poured for us. You filled the bottle and labeled it, which is really cool.
I did.
Yeah, from Blair Atoll. This is the fairy pools. So anywhere and so Scotland is, you can hike. This was not a difficult hike. Well, maybe a little bit difficult, but not this flat mostly.
Well, it's pretty beautiful. Flat, but it's long.
Yeah, but you know, it's very romantic and pretty. And if you dared, you can go in the water. If you dare.
Well, actually, this is funny.
People wear swimsuits and they'll go in like, you know, freezing cold water.
Some people were going in because I feel like they said that if you go in the water, you
like
have eternal youth.
Yeah. Well, it'll freeze you to death. So you should be frozen in whatever state you're in.
So, you know, I'd be more willing to do it if we went in the summer, but because we went in like September,
yeah,
it was a little bit
September,
cold.
Beginning of October.
I don't know if I would have braved it.
Beautiful though. I mean, to see the fall colors and everything, really pretty. Elandone Castle. If you have watched Highlander, if you have watched The World Is Not Enough, you have seen this castle. And so as a Bond guy, we had to go here. And it's like the doorway to the Isle of Skye. So like you have to stop at Elandone Castle. We could not film inside. I did a video on it. Lori and I flew we couldn't fly the drone there, but the security guy told me where I could fly, right? And so we went over and flew. Yeah, definitely. If you do fly drones, you ask around. You don't try to ask for forgiveness. If you're in a spot like the parking lot of the Elandone Castle, you can't fly there. But if you ask the security guys, like, I know I can't fly here. Where can I go and get shots? Be reasonably safe. And they'll probably give you ideas because they gave me ideas. Just epic, man. Freaking incredible. Harry Potter fans, yeah, Fort William's a place for you in Scotland. So if you find Harry Potter romantic, this is the trestle that the train passed over, and it passes over a couple of times a day.
Wait, and oh my God, the first time I saw that, it was just amazing.
Yeah.
And afterwards, people asked us if you were on the train, and we were not.
You can go on the train. You can do it.
So I'm thinking we may have to do a trip back to go on the train.
That's called the Jacobite, by the way. So
we may have to.
And when you stand by this thing, it is massive.
Well, no, to also think that they supposedly built it so long ago.
Yes. Yeah,
but you have to wonder how they actually do that.
It's mind-blowing how, I mean, they have cranes and stuff, so it's just incredible.
So it must have taken
forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Incredible.
Years, centuries.
Yep. Great engineering. So Scotland's full of great engineering, by the way. I talk about it in our videos, even like how like as an engineer,
well, that's
mind-blowing it is to see that they did this stuff.
Well, that's what we found out, remember, with like even churches, they took centuries.
Yeah. Same area. In fact, you can see the bridge over here. That's where the train passes over. They're at the passway there.
It's Lori on a rainy day.
Lori on a rainy day with her park on. You definitely need rain pants. And there's Fonob Castle. That was kind of pretty. That's in Pitlochry. Very pretty little town to visit. I mean, there's so many cool things in the Highlands to visit, and this is one of many. And proper beer.
And that was
in Pitlochry.
Oh, is that the place we walked to?
That was yep.
Did we walk to from Fonob?
Yep.
Okay. So that was like there's like this little path behind the Fonob Castle.
We walked down to get to there. Yeah.
That you can walk to get to the little.
Yep. And then around the corner was in Pitlochry, that's where Blair Atoll was. This is a distillery. It's one of the oldest distilleries in Scotland, and all these distilleries are worth a stop. I mean, obviously there's gonna be hammered. You can't stop at them all,
but do you feel you could walk from the castle to this one? Because I feel like you have to drive.
No, we had to drive to this one.
But definitely the other eatery you could walk.
Oh, we did too. We walked and there's a Wiggly Bridge and stuff too. It was like cute little town and certainly romantic because you walk around through these little pathways and stuff.
So Blair Atoll was interesting, the distillery, because our server was very good, but he kept reminding me of Howard Stern.
Oh yeah, blurry.
I think it was the hair. I
That
don't
was
know.
Sylvia. Remember
Yeah.
he had the,
Well,
he had the
called,
woman's name tag on Sylvia.
he called himself that, but that
Yeah.
wasn't really his name. But
Right.
But his hair was like Howard Stern. It was just funny.
Anybody know this castle? This castle's pretty cool. If you've seen Monty Python's Holy Grail, you have seen this castle. If you have seen Outlander, you have seen this castle. And we have a video on it. This is the video you'll be looking for to find the answer to one of our questions. We'll leave it at that. But that was cool to see too. So there's a castle at every corner in Scotland. There's another castle in Scotland. That one is in the same video as the other castle. They are both Outlander castles.
If you love castles, this place is the place to go.
Oh God, yeah. Yep. In fact, I think this turned this one recently into a distillery. So a castle / distillery.
Seriously?
Well, it does kind of suck a little bit.
I'm a little bit sad though.
I know, but you know, it's
I don't know if I want to see that though, because
yeah. Well,
yeah.
Still cool though.
Yeah.
Right.
But I just have to say personally.
Personally, well, we enjoyed it. So this is Edinburgh Castle. And this was when the sun was setting and the sun was shining on the castle. This castle is the castle that was used to portray the castle that's in Harry Potter. Legend has it anyway. In fact, a lot of stuff in Edinburgh is related to J.K. Rowling's, Harry Potter stuff. And it's a city that, like Lori pointed out, is really beautiful. It's picturesque. It's fun to explore. Very romantic. Lori trying scotch in Edinburgh, which was fun. More scotch. And that is Greyfriars Bobby. It's a famous statue. Lori's doing something that's forbidden now. She's touching the nose.
Wait, they say so many people touch the nose.
See how shiny it is?
That they're rubbing off the...
Yeah. You think it's harmless, but every person rubbing it hurts the nose. So yeah, that's that.
But wait, it's supposed to bring you good luck.
Yeah, so this is all Edinburgh. Edinburgh looks like Harry Potter. It screams Harry Potter when you wander through town. Bangers and mash, baby.
And that looks...
Food.
That looks huge.
It was, and the food was great. So Scottish food is pretty damn good. Very similar to English food, for that matter. What makes sense, right? They're neighbors. That's the... grass something.
On Grass Market?
Grass Market. Yeah, very pretty with the flowers growing up. Thank you. Castle you can tour. You need to get tickets in advance. And like I always say, Lori gets mad at me, but it's always like 2 hours at least. You need like pretty much everything you need at least 2 hours to do. I mean, really, you don't want to rush.
Yeah. Well, I hate to say,
cool to
sometimes you think something seriously can be done like an hour, but then it can't really be.
Right.
So I think we should do questions 6 and 7 at least.
Okay, we're going to do 6 and 7. So we'll do 6 first. I can highlight it. All right, here's 6.
Unless you want to do
question 8. Number 6.
Unless you want to do 8 too, but I don't know.
Probably a lot of people know the answer to this one. But if not, it's on the channel. All the answers are on the channel. So where do we go for our honeymoon?
So wait, Chuck, why isn't that? Oh, there's.
It's a little slow.
Okay.
All right, that's that one. And then the next one is...
Do you want to do the last 3 after?
Yeah, we'll do them all, actually.
Because we have one more destination to talk about.
Okay, so we'll leave a couple questions for the end. So, next question, loads, is what movie does Lori mention during our Chicago River architectural tour video? And that video is the one where it starts with the Chicago Cubs. So if you find the video about Day with the Cubs and the architectural river tour, you have found the video. You will find, I think, one of our coolest moments that we filmed.
On the boat?
Yeah. That was a great experience. If you go to Chicago, my friend Tracy recommended it. It's super awesome.
Well, I thought the boat tour was very romantic, though.
It was very nice. Yeah.
Because it was kind of like when sun was setting. At least the one we did.
We tend to time stuff to be around dusk or like right before dusk because it's like it's cool to see stuff at sunset.
Well, I think the best time for pictures and video.
Golden hour, baby. So that works in your favor and not so much sometimes. So that's the next question. And then how many do we have left? We have let's do one more because it has to do with Scotland.
And then we'll talk about our last place.
Okay, then we'll do the last place. So, once this loads. Okay, next question. How many times did Chuck and Lori attempt to climb the Old Man of Store, which is on the Isle of Skye? Next question. Okay, so where are we off to next?
So we are off to Ireland.
Oh, we're off to Ireland, which is something we haven't done any videos on yet.
But they will be coming.
Yeah, they will be. Okay. So let's hit Ireland.
So when we flew into Ireland, we chose to fly into Dublin.
Because Dublin's a logical place to fly into from America and probably about anywhere. And Aer Lingus is the Irish airline that got us there and back. Probably the nicest first class flight we ever took was Aer Lingus. We had afternoon tea on it for that matter. What about it?
No, I just saw that. It's probably just on my end.
Oh, maybe.
Okay. So we went to, was it Aer Lingus?
Aer Lingus is what we flew into Dublin. So this particular shot is one of the places you kind of have to go if you're going to go to Ireland and you're going to be in Dublin. Dublin is a great city. If you're a U2 fan. Anyway, but this is Jameson, which is the old Jameson distillery. It's not really a distillery anymore, except for one special 18-year whiskey that we do have. Right?
Why is this saying unable to connect to chat?
Don't worry about that. It's fine. So Jameson, you have to make, you can go to their website, you can book like a bunch of different cool things to do there. We did too. We did whiskey tasting, was secret whiskey tasting.
So the first one we tried different whiskeys.
That was really
fun. Second one we made cocktails.
And then we did cocktail class. That was a lot of fun. So
definitely cocktail class was your birthday, right?
My birthday was. If you're gonna have a birthday, Dublin is a great city to celebrate your birthday. I am speaking from personal experience. It was fantastic. One of the best birthdays ever. It was really awesome. So we started off Dublin. We did afternoon tea on a bus because we liked it so much in England. So we copied it in Dublin, and that was super fun too. In fact, we were in the front of the bus, which was kind of cool.
So just a warning that we should probably tell people.
Yeah. Bouncy?
No, if you go on one of these tea buses, do not expect a bathroom.
No, there are no bathrooms on this. So
they tell you can have all the tea you can drink.
There's no place to get rid of it.
It may be best, depending on your personal way, to not necessarily have all the tea you can drink.
Yeah.
One thing that was kind of interesting too, and I'm not really sure why, is for Dublin, they could not offer champagne on the bus, whereas England did. So I'm not sure why, but that was how that was too.
Yeah. So that was a really fun experience though. And they take you on a whole tour. The cool thing about the bus tours with afternoon tea, both London and Dublin, they take you around the city. So it's a great way to kick off your vacation and get to see the city before you actually explore it yourself. It's kind of helpful.
But did you find it interesting that you couldn't have champagne in Dublin?
That was weird. Castles. There's a castle around every corner. And this is one of the first ones we found. And when we do our Ireland videos, you will see it again. So, I mean, like, And Abby's. There are Abby's everywhere too. And all these photos are basically Lori because she's our resident photographer.
Well, like I said, I love taking pictures.
And you take good ones. So Abby's and castles just everywhere. And anybody Unforgettable Fire U2 fans, that is the castle from Unforgettable
in that
Fire.
castle, you must be careful because we heard that the person that lives by the castle does not like people necessarily flying drones.
But I might have flown my drone over that. Maybe.
Or even like sometimes they get upset even taking pictures.
Yeah, maybe. I wasn't worried about the farmer. I was worried about the freaking flock of birds that came out when I flew over that thing. Anyway, that's from Unforgettable Fire. That's a really cool castle. It's the ruins of the castle. It's pretty badass. And there are just castles like everywhere in Ireland. It's so fun to explore the country. And I know like Drones View Media, Alan, we met him. And Lori made friends. Lori makes friends everywhere. The cows, these cows really dug Lori.
I know they got upset remember they got upset when
they got all mooing and disgust when she left. It was hilarious. So the friends of cows. This is up at the oh wow, the cliffs of Moher.
Yes.
Wow.
But I don't remember what that is officially called though. But
what a good day. And castles. My God. Might have flown the drone here too. And more stuff. Abby's. Just like if we had a week in Ireland and we drove around and explored, and it was so much fun and just highly, you can't have a bad time in Scotland or Ireland, even in the worst weather, which we experienced.
Well, I think Ireland reminded me a bit of Scotland.
It does, very similar.
I mean, just the weather, the whole landscape, castles.
Yep. We'll have to go back. We have to see Alan again. We need to like fly drones with Alan too, and see more of Ireland because we have missed. In a week we did a nice little loop-de-loop, but there's a lot of Ireland that has yet to be seen, so we have to see more.
Well, I don't think you can see any country in just a week.
No. Okay, so we're gonna wrap up the questions because it's getting late. You guys are probably getting tired. And so here's question number 9 of 10. Right here. And you probably know the answer if you've been watching this. What is my favorite bridge? It's pretty obvious. If you watch this video, even, you know the answer. I'm just saying. So that's that question. And we have one more. Question number 10. And this is going to take you back to our This is Alaska. This is Alaska, which was another epic place that could be romantic, similar to Iceland, as far as, but we don't talk about today, but that's similar in being adventurous, outdoorsy, and romantic in that kind of way. So the last question, question number 10, is this one. So what is our number one foodie stop in Alaska? That is the question. So that's all of them. Now, should we show them all just in order?
I guess you can.
Okay, we'll do that.
Do you have any more pictures of Ireland or no?
No, there weren't that many of Ireland. I can't find this now. Where'd it go?
I guess if you can, it's okay.
Can't find the questions now. I'm failing you people. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, you put them separately though. That's probably enough.
I did. Okay, what we'll do is we'll put all the questions in the front end of this video.
Does that help? In
the description.
Talk about that or no?
No. So I'll put them all in the description of the video when we post it, so you can go back to the description of this live stream, see all the questions, answer them at covaction315@gmail.com. and submit your answers. And the deadline is before our next live stream, which will be at least a week, probably 2 weeks. So you have lots of time. Poke through the channel, find the answers, answer them, follow the rules, and somebody's getting this.
You should put it bigger.
Oh, I should.
You should wait.
Do it. Yeah, somebody's winning this. Sorry,
Yeah.
I mean it's tiny.
And
My producer.
And there definitely be and there definitely be some stuff inside.
Yeah, there'll be more than the bag. You can pack your bag. All right. That's been a long show.
So I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah, hopefully you got some ideas. And if you
And
have questions, hit us up. We'll answer any questions you can possibly throw at us, as long as we know the answers. Right?
we're looking forward to hearing from you.
Yeah, right in the chat, in the comments, ask questions. And we look forward to seeing your answers to the questions at covaction315@gmail.com. And we will see you next time.
So happy Valentine's Day. Bye.
Bye.